Hi guys, what is going on and welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video, we will be discussing the current state of Bitcoin and the current state of Ethereum, and we will be going over to the possible scenarios that I think that can happen in the upcoming week. Okay, let's dive straight into it because we are up for one hell of a week this week with the CPI data release and also the FOMC meeting right after. And we always know that those events always cause big volatility. And that is exactly what Bitcoin is also waiting for. What can we see right now? We can see that Bitcoin is still trading inside of this sideways range, okay? And in that range, Bitcoin has been moving pretty slow, but still there were some trading opportunities. And maybe we are currently also looking at a potential trade scenario for Bitcoin. Because what can we see? We can see some interesting things. First of all, last week we swept the sell-side liquidity below this low, and afterwards we saw a decent bounce, okay? We saw a decent bounce of approximately 4.15%. Right now we can see that last night Bitcoin has been coming down significantly if we look at the current range. But we can also see that this is still not a big move at all. It is only a move downwards of approximately 1.7%. But we can also see that Bitcoin is currently trading against strong and important support, okay? Because if we look at the current range and we take the fixed range volume profile, we can see that Bitcoin is trading around the point of control and around that value area low over here. On top of that, we can also see that Bitcoin had a nice break of structure over here. So it is valid for us to say that we can start looking at potential long positions inside of this small range. On top of that, last week we took out Monday's high, but we haven't taken out last week's, we took out Monday low, but we haven't taken out previous week's Monday high. So we might say we still have to take out the previous week high and we have to take out the previous week Monday high. So this is definitely a very nice liquidity objective for Bitcoin. After this bounce, after we took the sell-side liquidity over here, we can see that we started some kind of an impulsive move towards the upside, in which we had our first wave, our second wave, our third wave, and currently we are potentially finishing up our fourth Elliott wave before we get that final wave towards the upside. Okay. Also, we can see that if we go on to lower time frames, on the 1 hourly time frame, the Bitcoin is potentially finishing up an ABC correction move. Okay, so we have our A wave, B wave, and potentially we have finished up that C wave currently, okay? Can we still go lower? Yes, obviously there's still potential to go a little bit lower. That is definitely still possible because we took this low over here during the Asia session, so we might still sweep that Asia low before we get some relief. But right now, I refuse to be bearish near support. I always tell you guys, be bullish against support and be bearish against resistance. So if we go from swing low with our Fibonacci retracement tool to swing high, we can also see that we are trading between that golden pocket and between that 0.786 fib level, the two important fib level. And if the price retraces in between those two levels, you know that we are currently at a discount for Bitcoin and that you don't want to be looking at shorts here. Rather, you want to be looking at longs, okay? Because this is also the area where we got that market structure break over here, in which we are currently retesting the previous market structure break. So that is another confluence to look for potential longs instead of potential shorts. On the daily time frame, we can also see that if we go a little lower, that we also still have the daily level of support over here around the 0.786 fib level. So that is a very nice confluence as well indeed. So right now Bitcoin is actually trading against support, still inside of this very boring range, but we have some clear liquidity objectives towards the upside. We have a lot of untapped highs, as we can see, so there's still enough buy-side liquidity to be taken. And right now we have swept this weekend low and we are currently trading at strong support. So my advice right now is be careful looking at potential shorts when you're support, and try to always look for potential longs as long as you are against support, and look for potential shorts as long as you are near resistance. Okay, so currently short-term bullish on Bitcoin. Yes, a lot of things might change in the upcoming days as we have the CPI data release and we have the FOMC meetings coming up. But for now, I'm just going to try and trade with what the market and the charts are giving me. And as long as this is looking bullish, in which it definitely is currently, I am also trying to stay bullish on Bitcoin and trying to look for potential longs. Okay, Ethereum, looking quite similar, but maybe even looking more interesting compared to Bitcoin. Why? Because we still have these equal highs around that top that are still untaken for Ethereum. Also, we have some more untaken highs, and there's a lot of buy-side liquidity that has been building up towards the upside for Ethereum. Okay, also Ethereum looking quite similar. So we swept this low over here, as you can see, so in which we created some kind of a PO3, as we might see. So we have our range over here, then we had some manipulation over here, some accumulation going on, in which we got a decent impulsive move towards the upside. We also traded this move in our VIP channel. We entered around the price over here. We are still in this long position. We already took some profits, and I'm looking to take the other part of the profits around these equal highs. So my target remains the same for Ethereum. I'm still short-term bullish on Ethereum as well as I am on Bitcoin, because we also once again got this market structure break. So it is valid to look for a potential lower high, in which we are potentially forming that right now. If we go from swing low to swing high, we can see that also Ethereum trading in between that golden pocket and in between that 0.786 fib level. On lower time frames, also Ethereum is in a potential impulsive move towards the upside. So we have our first wave, second wave, third wave, potentially finishing up that fourth wave before we potentially see that last impulsive move towards the upside. Okay, if we want to measure potential targets for that last impulsive move towards the upside, we take the end of the second wave towards the end of the third wave, back towards the end of the potential finished up fourth wave, and what can we see? The 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension level is exactly above these equal highs. That is actually perfect confluence for our target for Ethereum to take out those equal highs before potentially looking at interesting short positions. Okay, guys? So also the Fibonacci extension tool is lining up perfectly with our objective for Ethereum to take out these equal highs over here. As long as Ethereum is holding on to this support area over here, you can remain short-term bullish on Ethereum, and it should at least take out some of these highs over here before we start looking at potential short positions again. Okay, guys? So Ethereum and Bitcoin looking quite similar, currently trading against support. Currently, we can also see that if we go back to Bitcoin and we switch on that 4-hourly time frame and we just quickly remove these drawings from our chart and we switch on the two most important indicators on the 4-hourly time frame, so the RSI and the stochastic RSI, we can see something very interesting, because we can see on the RSI, Bitcoin is forming a hidden bullish divergence. So it is forming a higher low, and on the RSI, on the hour 4 time frame, it is forming a lower low. So a hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame, very strong confluence to look for potential longs. Okay, when you're forming a hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame, you don't want to be looking for short positions. Stochastic RSI also potentially looks like it is forming a potential bottom, and it can start curving towards the upside again for Bitcoin. And we can see that in the past, every time that the stochastic RSI bottomed, so for example over here we can see Bitcoin bottomed and we got to move towards the upside. Okay, over here Bitcoin bottomed and we got to move towards the upside. Every single time it bottoms over here, we got to move towards the upside. Over here, once again, got to move towards the upside. So the stochastic RSI on the hour 4 time frame is definitely always acting as very nice confluence for our Bitcoin objectives and for our Bitcoin bias. So in this case, it is supporting our bias for a potential bounce for Bitcoin, as well as it is trading on strong support. Okay, guys, so right now I think the objective for both Bitcoin and Ethereum is pretty clear. I am short-term bullish. I might be wrong, but last week and the week before, we pretty much nailed every single move on both of them. So let's see if we can continue to be right on Bitcoin, if we can continue to be right on Ethereum, and if we get a move towards the upside in the upcoming days. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date, because obviously things might change quickly, make sure to follow me on Twitter, make sure to join our free Discord. Links are in the description. Also, don't forget to smash up the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye bye.